this might be the most random release of all of 2026. Race Team Fillmore with headset. Why him? It's especially weird that they did him because, we're not getting Race Team Mater with headset, Race Team Sarge with headset, Race Team Luigi and Guido with the headsets. Heck, we're not even getting any World Grand Prix crew chiefs for that matter, like Giuseppe Motorisi, John Lasseter, like we're not getting any of them. Now granted, we are getting a couple of World Grand Prix races like McQueen himself, Francesco, Carla, all that jazz. But I mean, I don't know, other than McQueen, I don't see really a correlation between those other racers and race team from with headset. But regardless, a new variant is a new variant for me, and I'm really happy to take a look at him. So, welcome on back to another diecast review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a race team Fillmore with headset. Take a look at the packaging, we can see that they actually did get the artwork right. They put the correct artwork of race team Fillmore with headset. I wouldn't have been surprised if they cheaped out and just used a regular Fillmore artwork, but they did not, which is good. The diecast itself, as seen in Cars 2. Good job, Mattel, with other familiar faces such as Flash Nielsen, my favorite World Grand Prix racer that totally appears in all versions of the movie. Kidding, Francesco, Made with Balloon, Nigel, Maldorado, and Carla Veloso. So, yeah, I've reviewed pretty much all of these minus Mel, but I mean, the BFM Mel hasn't really been available in the US, so yeah, you can't really blame him. So, yeah, that was it for the packaging. I'll be right back with this guy all opened up. Alright, so here's Race Team Fillmore with headset out of the package, looking pretty cool from New China. But before we get into his details, let's just show a quick picture of where he appeared in Cars 2. Of course, he is a part of McQueen's pit crew, appearing in all three races, from Tokyo to Italy to London, and he's actually the one that switches McQueen's all-in-all, from all-in-all to his normal gas. I think that's what happened, oh, that's with Sarge, that's towards the end of the movie. It wasn't make super clear who did what, but I'm just gonna assume it was Fillmore with Sarge helping him, because after all, he is pretty knowledgeable on fuels and oils and all that stuff. Now, coming on to his releases, he was first released in 2011 in a 2-pack of World Grand Prix McQueen, and then again in 2014 in the 95 Pit Crew series. Now, keep in mind, those two variants from Old China actually had the headset flipped on the wrong way. In the movie and in the artwork presented, he's supposed to have his headset on his left side, but for whatever reason, the first release of him had his headset on the right side. So yeah, it kind of looked inconsistent with the other crew members when they did get released eventually. But fortunately, Thailand, when they came out with him in 2020, they actually corrected that mistake and flipped the headset around. And unfortunately, Vietnam kind of reverted back to the way it was from Old China, with the headset being on the right side. But New China was like, nah, we ain't doing that. We're gonna give him the headset on the correct side. So there's your brief history on the diecast release of Race Team Fillmore with headset, which I think has gotten more releases than the regular Race Team Fillmore, which is kind of shocking. I kind of wish that version came back, but whatever. They don't like doing that version, apparently. Now, first off, I do like his expression. He's a little bit more chill and calm, saying stuff like, probably like, "You're McQueen, just go with the flow, man," or whatever, which is good because I've had this Vietnam Fillmore for quite a while, and this guy just looks dead inside. I'm gonna be so honest, especially with that eyeliner. This one just looks a little bit more like classic football, like how he's supposed to look in the movies. He does have his front license plate, 51237. Pretty cool. I think that's a reference to George Collins' birthday. I could be wrong. Who was Fillmore's original voice in Cars before he passed away, based on Lloyd Sher and following Cars Media. I think that's his birthday. Could be wrong though. I will need to check up on that. But yeah, it's pretty cool. We do have his nice silver headlights, the Volkswagen logo, because he's a Volkswagen after all. Some nice flower and star designs on his front. He does have the Team 95 logo that a lot of the other members of McQueen's team had during this time, such as Major Hill. He has his logo is massive, but Fillmore's is kind of smaller towards the end of the rainbow, which I do kind of like actually. And we have all the normal details you expect from Fillmore, such as the stars and swirls, the rainbow, groovy, love, peace. Man, I love looking at Fillmore's sides, man. He has to be underrated. Like even though he's released a lot, I feel like not many people stop to appreciate his decals. Speaking of which, He does have a couple on top. I think one of them reads recycle your oil, floors, VA cafe, Mother World, I think that says save Mother World. Let me see. The Vietnam one has much clearer decals. Yeah, that does say free Mother World, not save Mother World. Yeah, unfortunately, New China is still struggling with the decals, just like Thailand is. But I believe it's because they're using like the same methods, so that's why the decals look like that. They're basically using inkjet printing for these cars now, which means the paint could last longer, but the decals are gonna look a little more crappier. But I will say though, aside from like those small decals, these are still pretty good. These are not as blurry as I thought they'd be. We have the stars logo on top with the flower design. This side here has a yellow flower. This side here has a purple flower with like not even a flower. It's almost like a cloud explosion with like Saturn in the middle of it for some reason. He has more decals, which I'm not gonna read all of them, but I'll point out some ones like Save Mother Road, Peace, I Love Oil. I cannot read some of these. Goodness gracious, those decals are whole bad. Probably not as bad as Thailand, but pretty bad. Drink organic oil. Yeah, look at that. Look how much clearer that one looks compared to this one. Oh yeah, save 2D animations. That's my favorite one. I love that. Yet, Super New China kind of botched that up too. So, great job, New China. And the world's actually a little smaller, so I was like profound compared to the Vietnam version. And also, the license plate is a little fuzzier, not as clean looking. Though, I will say the trunk is more pronounced on the New China version compared to the Vietnam version, where you can barely even see it. So, there's trade-offs for both. See, if only we had this quality with the glossy paint, I think that would be the perfect Disney Cars diecast. You know, with the clear decals and the glossier paint. But unfortunately, we can't have both in this world. We kind of have to do a trade-off if we're gonna get like cars produced these days, which is kind of sad. And Fillmore's side is asymmetrical, which means they're different. I love oil. I'm just say we saw as ones we saw on the back. More than like I call them the acid trip lines. You know, when you're on an acid trip, or I just kind of associate all this with like hippies, and Fillmore is a hippie, so it does make sense. I love how the wood kind of like spills off, almost like acting like smoke, which is pretty cool, or steamer. Really nice. And here is the base, if anyone's interested. 3325 EIA, so the 332nd day of 2025 at the EIA factory. It makes sense because he was released in, I want to say, yeah, case F, and then subsequently re-included in case G. So yeah, he's not gonna be too hard to find. I zoomed out a little bit back to it. So if you want him, grab him now because I think he's a pretty cool variant. As much of a random release I think he's still pretty cool. I do want to compare him to some other Fillmores, such as the regular one from Vietnam. Yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. Look how much better the license plate looks compared to that. I mean, it's not even like covering the whole box. Though again, I will say the expression on this guy looks way better. This one just looks a little too emo. And they also pulled in this VW logo for some reason, which is nice, but it's not really accurate. His logo should be in green. Yeah. Fillmore is quite a heavy diecast though, which I always like. Yeah, obviously these decals are going to look way cleaner on the Vietnam and OG China versions. But I will say the vibrancy of the decals actually looks better on the new China version. Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, you can see see how much brighter this flower is compared to this. It's very interesting to see. Let me see if I can get like a bird's eye view of these two. There we go. Yeah, very interesting. Well, I do like how both of them have the silver headlights and mirrors, which is very important to know because, let me slow the camera down a little bit. We'll get to the glow races film, which I'll be reviewing in a couple days, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, his parts are pretty much just like a flat, ugly gray. Like the headlights are gray, the headset's gray, the mirror is like an ugly gray. Like my goodness gracious, what were they thinking? The eyes do have a little bit of that eyeliner underneath, which is pretty much gone from the new China version. But again, it is a glow laser, so they had to make some adjustments. But the headsets, this glow laser only has the green 95, and pretty much the exact same spot as that flaming logo actually. So it's what they did. They basically took this model out of the glow paint and then just swapped out the tires, and then they just changed it to 95 logos. So I'm gonna be honest, this isn't as cool as this. Also, the wheels look really tacky on this one. I'm not a fan of it. I think they should have just stuck with the normal wheels. But oh yeah, and they removed this flower pot too, which is like, how would you do that? Let me see if these decals actually look better. I will say, I think, yeah, you can. You see, I can actually read Save 2D animation there better than on this new version. Huh, interesting. I mean, some decals are missing. I think it's just because this flower's not colored in. I think that's what's throwing me off, but I think some of those decals look better on the Glow Lasers version. Very, very interesting, just note. So a little bit, yeah, there we go. But then again, the windows here, they aren't as grainy on the new China version as they are on the Glow Lasers Thailand version. Yeah, this whole car just feels very staticky with the grain and everything. I'm so glad they seem to have like gotten rid of that, but I think they made the decals like worse. See, even this one has like at least this one has a bigger license plate. I don't know, a front plate. I don't know why this one has it so small. But anyways, I do want to show World Grand Prix McQueen next to Fillmore. Kind of recreated the movie. This is made of a headset. I'm unfortunately. I really hope to get the other members of the headset soon, because I would love to have a complete collection of crew chiefs from like the first and second movie. I think that'd be really cool. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching this review. Hope you all enjoyed. Remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more upcoming content. See you all next time. Until then, this is Joe Quick Tire signing out.